signing on for today's lesson. And as you can see, I'm in a different space again because I had to try and tip away and find a corner where my little people couldn't discover me so that I could get my video done before they find me. So our quote for today was slow down. And I know I've alluded to that on a couple of the other teachings in terms of how we just seem to move through life so quickly every day. And especially this time of year, it being the holidays, trying to get like so much done. I'm sorry, my hair is looking really weird. Let me just kind of see if I can fix that. Now that looks less weird, at least to me it does anyway. So anyway, like I was saying, this time of year we have a habit and a tendency to really rush around trying to get things done. I know a lot of people take vacation this time of year, and we have this habit of, oh, I've got to get all of this stuff done before I start my vacation. I've got to get all of this stuff done before I can just really unplug and settle down. And we find ourselves just rushing from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, just trying to get it all done. And sometimes it's not until you exhaust yourself and you stop and you sit and you realize, like, oh man, that was a lot. And you begin to acknowledge, like, I've been like running around, as the old people used to say, like a chicken with my head cut off, just running from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So I want to encourage us, again, particularly this time of year, to just slow down. Stop moving so quickly through life. And I think we oftentimes feel like we've got to get it all done, like we're on a deadline. And I can acknowledge that sometimes there are things that we're working with the deadline on, but oftentimes I think we impose some of those deadlines on ourselves unnecessarily. Even in terms of, let's say you set yourself a goal of getting something done by a certain date. It's not the end of the world if you don't get it done by that date. You just, put a pause there, put a comma instead of a period, and then you pick up where you left off until you actually and eventually get it done. And I know for me, I've paid a lot more attention to this as I've gotten older, because I can remember just, and not even like a long time ago, when I have like a whole bunch of things I want to get done. And I feel like, especially if it's running errands, like I jump in my car and I drive over here and I jump out and I run in and I do that and I jump back in my car, then I drive here and I jump back in and I do all of this stuff. And it's so funny because one time or several times my mom has been with me, and I'll get out of the car, she'll stay in the car, I'll get out of the car, go into the store, the establishment or whatever, and I'll get back in and she'll look at me and say, like, oh, they didn't have it? And I look over and I go, yeah, I got it. Which again shows me like just how quickly I got in and out of the store. And I remember this was several years ago. I had gone into a particular store and I feel like I was like speed walking because I was moving so fast through the store. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, like, why are you racing through the store? Who are we racing against? What's the time clock that we're up against? And I purposefully and very intentionally took the time to slow myself down and settle myself down. And so I remember another instance, and this was, probably 25 years ago, at least, and one of our former pastor's wives had come to visit with us for about a month or so. She was going to stay with us and just kind of hang out and do some things. And I remember she was an older lady then. I'm saying she was an older lady then. She may have been the age I am now. Wow, I'm going to have to think about that a little bit. Maybe she had to have been older than I am now, or older than I'm going to be. But anyway, and we had been doing all kinds of things, just showing her a nice time, sightseeing, doing all kinds of stuff. And I remember we were between activities or events or something, and it said, well, let's go home and we're going to run in right quick and do this, and then we'll come back out and go, do X, Y, Z. And she looked at me, she's like, can we just not run? Can we just not run? And I realized with her then, it felt like we were just going like dashing from this to this to this to this to this. And that's how we live life sometimes. So I want to encourage you, not just in this season, but even beyond my 60 days of wisdom and even beyond the holiday season, to make sure that you pay attention to whether or not you are one of those people that just flies through and zooms through life without really slowing yourself down, because we can really exhaust ourselves that way. So paying attention, being more mindful, being more intentional about just what pace we move through life at. I shouldn't end end a sentence with at, but okay, there you go. Hey, it is 4 days before my birthday, so I get to say at the end of a sentence. So there you go. So that's our life lesson for today. Slow down. Just slow down. Take a deep breath. Calm yourself down. Slow yourself down. You don't have to get it all done at one time. Okay? So hashtag life lessons. Hashtag listen and learn. Hashtag words of wisdom. There's our lesson for today, and I made it through without the little people interrupting. I better not push my luck. I'll sign off right here. Signing off.